Welcome to another episode of Beyond Cheers, Detective Gomez Fawcett, your host, Detective Gomez. And how's everyone doing today? Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes when people get cheated on, they're ashamed to talk about it. And I ran into a young lady just recently. Her name is Sandy. She's on her show today, and she's a little ashamed to talk about it, but she's going to talk about it with a bag over her head because she just felt like she felt dumb. And I'm going to tell you why she felt that way. Sandy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Detective Gomez.
So tell us why you're wearing the bag over your head.
The reason I'm wearing my bag over my head is because I feel so dumb with what happened to me recently with a cheating experience.
This is Detective Gomez, everybody. He'll uncover everything that you're hiding. This is Detective Gomez,
Okay,
everybody.
so you feel dumb. You just feel dumb, just like what you had talked about. Cheating happens a lot, Sandy. A lot of people get cheated on a regular basis, and I'm sad. I'm sad this happened to you. But I do want you to share your story, and I'm glad you're sharing it today because I think people will learn something from it. So let's get right into it. How did you meet this guy by the name of James? Right, I believe he's 47 years old. How'd you meet? Where'd you meet him at? And kind of tell us how y'all got y'all's relationship going.
So I met him at a grocery store. We were at the vegetable section, produce section,
Okay.
and we swapped eyes and we just started communicating and dating.
So you start communicating, dating. You'll get to know each other. I'm sure you have some good times. Relationships always tend to start out great in the beginning. So where you start dating, and y'all dated for like about a year, right? Is that what you told me in your pre-interview, about a year?
Yes, for a year, everything was beautiful. He was so romantic. He was just perfect. I wasn't even looking for someone, but when I met him, I thought this is the perfect guy that I've been looking for.
Okay. So you think it's the perfect guy you met, and you are 42 years old. So you met him when you're about in your early 40s, so to speak, and he's in his late 40s. You know, um, You've probably been in relationships before, obviously, because you're in your 40s. Everybody's been in a few relationships, but this is probably the guy you probably thought this might just be the one that you're going to end up with for the rest of your life, right? He's 47, you're 40. At that time, I guess he was 46. You're 41. You're kind of hoping this might just be the one, right?
Yes, he's very handsome, very nice, true gentleman, smart, very sophisticated, was romantic. I mean, more than I wanted, that I was even looking for. Perfect guy, really great romantic at the beginning.
Okay, right. So, give me some of the red flags that started coming up where you felt like, okay, something's up with this guy, like something's going on. Give me some red flags.
He just started acting different. All of a sudden, the romance started dying a little bit.
Okay.
The attention wasn't there. He's very elusive when I'd ask him questions. He just seemed like a different person. Something was off. I couldn't
You,
figure it out.
okay, you mentioned something about his cell phone. You saw something on his cell phone also in your pre-interview. What about his cell phone? Kind of, you notice something.
Yeah, I mean, his notifications, everything was on silent. I would never hear it. It was very awkward or, different before. It was fine, but out of nowhere, everything got quiet. It was
Okay.
very unusual for him.
Okay. So you notice his notifications were on silent. Did he? What about nighttime? Were you able to contact him at night, late at night, or did he just not answer his phone when you tried to call him? What happened with that?
He just wouldn't answer his phone at all. I just didn't understand what was going on. It's like at all. Like sometimes we would just chat, just hey, how's your day? When are you? What's going on? But he just stopped answering his phone.
Okay. So you get to a point where you know that something's going on. What do you do? Like, what does Sandy do?
So, being the smart IT tech that I am,
Hmm.
knowing what I know, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do my own, background and detection and see if I could figure out what's going on or
Okay.
snooping. I'll just call it. I started snooping to see what was going on with him.
Okay. And I know you said you had some of your girlfriends help you out too, right? Y'all put your own little investigative team together. And
Mhm.
what did you and your girlfriends find out?
So I asked some of my girlfriends to pose as they were, of course, who they are. He doesn't know some of them. Some of them they do, but he started engaging with them like he wanted to date. But then he was trying to be just secretive as well.
Oh, so he was still being secretive with them too, right?
Yes, like he was hiding something, but they couldn't figure out why couldn't they come over and meet with him. And he kept saying he had some dogs and he didn't want anybody to go over and possibly the dogs would hurt him. I mean, he was just being very weird, mysterious, secretive.
Okay. And I think you also mentioned you had found his I guess Facebook page and noticed that there weren't any pictures of any dogs, right?
Yeah, so of course, being the smart person that I am, even though now I feel dumb about it,
Hmm.
um, I went and I didn't see any pictures of his dog on any of his Instagrams, Facebook, anything on any of his social media. So I thought that
Okay.
was very odd.
Okay. All right. So you get to that point where things aren't adding up. What does Sandy do? How does she handle this particular situation where all these red flags are flying up? The phone, not communicating with you. There's not any dogs to be observed. What does Sandy do to close this or let him know that you know something's up?
So I confronted him. I said, "What's going on here? You're telling me that you have dogs but there's no pictures. What's really going on? Just be honest with me. We've been together for a year. You've been acting differently. Tell me what's going on."
And what was did he look like a dog with the tail between his legs or what? What was his answers?
I think he wanted to put a brown bag on himself too because he felt like dumb. How does this not add up?
Mhm.
Because I'm telling her this, but he got like deer with the headlight, like, oh shoot. So he didn't really answer the question either, but I
So
know.
so
Mhm.
so he kind of knew the jig was up, right?
Yeah, he kind of felt I could tell that he knew, but he wasn't really admitting it.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. And so once you have that confrontation with him, and once you have that talk with him, the what do you do after that? Do you block him? Or what do you do?
So I just felt so dumb about it. I felt like I let a stranger into my life. I spent a year of my time with him and just, I, I mean, I just felt dumb about it.
Okay. And did you block him? Did you quit talking to him? Did you try to tell you something was different? I mean, after you confront him, then you also said you found in some of his Facebook profiles that he had a family.
Yeah. So then I found out because he was still not answering my questions. He was being very secretive and
Hmm.
mysterious. And yeah, I found out he had a family. He has a wife and kids.
Okay. So he has a wife and kids. Did you confront him with that also later on? Did you tell him, say, by the way, I know your family? Did you threaten to call his wife, or what'd you do?
Yes, I did. I confronted him. I said,
Okay.
"You need to tell me the truth, or I'm going to need to go find out for my own from the people that are on these pictures."
Hmm. And what was his answer? What was his? Did he say? Did he just wanted to ask for forgiveness, or he just said, "Do what you want," or what did he tell you?
He just pretty much said, "You're crazy. You're seeing things. Those are just people that I talk to. They're just friends. Those are old pictures." Just a lot of different answers, but
Mhm.
nothing. He wasn't really fessing up. Like, I found you. I caught you now.
Right, right, right. So that made you feel a little bit good, you know. I'm sure it made you feel good, but still, you got to realize you spend a lot of time with them. A year is a long time. You go through holidays, birthdays, and all those type things within a year.
Yeah.
So the I know these things can be tough, and sometimes you feel not to use this word, but you feel kind of dumb about it, right? Not knowing that this happened to you. The there's no words that can say everybody takes heartbreak different because once you're all in on something and then somebody uses your time for not something good. Obviously you wasted your time. It's heartbreaking, you know and especially and you're educated. You told me you have a master's degree, right?
Yes, I have a master's degree.
And you have a bachelor's degree.
Of course, a master's and a bachelor's. So, um, I mean, I did not see, like I said, at the very beginning, it was beautiful. And I think he got my heart. I really felt for him. I really thought like in my 40s here, I found somebody, it was serendipitous. We just ran into each other and it was like perfect. Like finally, I found the perfect guy. And I couldn't believe it. Even when I would ask him, even though my mind would tell me, probably there's something going on. You're seeing pictures on here with people. You're not seeing his dogs. So, but I just kind of kept going. I wasted a whole year of my time that I could have been doing something else, either dating someone else or have done maybe pursued another degree. I could have traveled. I mean, that's a year that I can never take back.
Right. So let me ask you a question, Sandy. Now that you've shared, your story, how would you tell somebody in their, 30s, 40s, or any type of relationship that are going through something like this? Well, how would you tell somebody to handle like this?
Ladies, do your homework, but for the most part, talk to Detective Dan Gomez. Let him get the background. Let him dig and get the dirt. So you're not having to worry about wasting your time.
Okay.
You'll find out before anybody, and he will tell you the truth.
Okay. Do you think that maybe if you would have done a background check before all this, maybe you could have saved yourself 365 days, or a year of your time?
That's why I said I feel so dumb, because that's something that I should have done and I didn't. So I recommend if I would have gotten a background check, I would have found out right away he's married, he's got kids, and I wouldn't have wasted all that time and effort.
Okay. It's not easy. And there's no easy way to say it. And I'm sorry that, like I said, Sandy, I'm sorry you had to go through this, and it's heartbreaking. It really is. But we appreciate you sharing your story today. And hopefully, I totally respect you putting the brown bag over your head. I totally respect that. I understand you said you feel dumb. And are there now that we're done now, do you want to, hopefully nobody else can feel that same way also, right?
Yes. After this, I'm going to take this brown bag off. And no one is ever going to do this to me again. That's it. This is not going to happen again. That was the first and last time.
Well, Sandy, I really appreciate you sharing your story, and our audience appreciate you sharing your story, because it's not easy. Any last words? One more time. Any last words you want to say to anybody before we wrap this thing up?
Ladies, don't be dumb like me. Stop wasting your time. Your lives are valuable. Consult Detective Gomez. He will get the truth for you, and he's going to save you a lot of pain, time, and heartache. I appreciate listening to my story today. And like I said, it's never going to happen again, ever.
Never. Okay, Sandy, I really appreciate you, sharing your story today, and I'm sure our audience appreciates it also. So, thank you for being part of our podcast today, and we'll see you next time. We appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we also want to thank our sponsor, Mr. Juan Hernandez. He's a personal injury attorney here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you've been involved in a car accident, slip and fall, 18-wheeler accident, contact him at 214-900-0000 or visit him at juanlaw.com. And also, we want to thank Ms. Victoria Nuave. She's a divorce attorney here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Also, she can help you with a divorce. If you're thinking about a divorce, going through a divorce, maybe you're not happy with one attorney, you want to try a different attorney, contact her at 214-391-5555. And she can help you also. Don't be afraid to contact an attorney for advice. Don't try and do it on your own. Okay? Thank you for being part of our show today. We'll see you next time on Beyond Cheers, Detective Gomez.
This is Detective Gomez, everybody. He'll uncover everything that you're hiding. This is Detective Gomez, everybody. Watch out, he'll know if you're lying. This is Detective